think one of the biggest developments, Aaron, is a new ICJ ruling. I don't know if you want to brief us on that.
Yeah, well, let's hear it. This is the ICJ in response to the South African case ordering Israel to halt its assault on Rafah.
The court considered that in conformity with the obligations under the Genocide Convention, Israel must immediately halt its military offensive and any other action in the Rafah governorate which may inflict on the Palestinian group in Gaza conditions of life that could bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part.
So there's the ruling. And what does Israel do in response to this order from the ICJ to halt the operation, the assault on Rafah? It escalates it. As we're speaking, it's engaged in outright carpet bombing of Rafah.
Yeah, well, there are several things we'll break down around about what's happening around Rafah politically and militarily. This is one of the attacks that's happened in the last. And the Kuwaiti hospital, which is one of the few main functioning hospitals in the center of Rafah, which I've visited, is filling up. It's completely overflowing with casualties. Now, if we look at the destruction of Rafah, it's important to kind of understand why this is significant. Basically, this is a GIF showing the destruction of Rafah, where basically the Biden administration said that it had a red line here, especially to the west of Rafah, where most of the refugees had fled from the north of Gaza. Since the start of Israel's assault on the Gaza Strip, something like 39% of the buildings in and around Rafah have been destroyed. And the Biden administration, as we now know, has kind of agreed to roll back its red line. One of the reasons they're doing so is they claim that something like 600,000 people have gone back to the northern areas, back to cities like Deir al-Balah or Khan Yunis, where Israel has momentarily withdrawn its forces. They always say, we destroyed Hamas's battalions there, we're withdrawing, and then they show up a few weeks or months later because they didn't actually finish the job and Hamas reconstitutes because they're militarily failing. Israel is. But now we can see that they're moving more deeply into Rafah, destroying the city after guaranteeing and getting that guarantee accepted by the Biden administration that they were going to just do a quote unquote light operation, a targeted, more precise operation than what we saw in the north, where they simply destroyed everything. And where are they advancing from? They're advancing from the Philadelphia corridor, which is to the south of Rafah. Israel's claiming there are too many tunnels still active, allowing Hamas to be resupplied. And so they've occupied that area and they're moving north. And this is, in complete contravention of what they told the Biden administration. They completely lied, and the Biden administration is just providing cover for them by feeding the press this lie that it's just a precise targeted operation. It's not happening at all. So they're doing, and then they're flouting the ICJ decision today.